The USA was always a beacon of hope, as a home of the brave, land of the free. Your nation brought great sacrifices, saving Europe twice or three times from its downfall. Distill the courage of your ancestors inside you and feel their blood and wisdom pulse through your body. Now rise up and take matters in your own hands. The law is the law, but that doesn't mean that it has no flaw. I stand here and ask you kindly, arrest and test the highest in command and all those elite with the lie detector. You know they're tyrants. You know JFK wanted a different path for America. Since the death of JFK, your land is lost in darkness, at times doing great things and at times doing pure evil. Now rise up, be brave, not a slave. They do not abide by any law, so why should you do that when it comes to them? They are pure evil. You cannot fight pure evil with mere words and a waving angry finger. Torture them if they tortured you. Take them down and demand something better for the future, for your country, for your people, for your offspring. Change now, or be forever lost in darkness and tyranny. Imagine it's your child, taken to the international waters, being used by hundreds of them. 'Cause that's what they do, 100 at a time, or so they told me. 100 versus one innocent who can't defend herself. What are they doing on international waters? There's nothing to do there, there's only water. It must be super shady shit. It can't be anything else. Please do not let this go on. You have the chance to bring justice and change the world. Together we can make a new world, one where everyone can find a place and find success. I do not rap because if I release one album, they shoot me and steal the royalty money, or so they say. They did the same to Biggie. Basically, they did the same to Tupac. And Big Pun overate himself of the stress of hearing them and of being forced to do their crazy shit, probably. Or he didn't do it, and they were happy that he ate himself to death. How many more musicians will go down this path and be used by them? Think of Jimi Hendrix. Think of Jim Morrison. Think of Janis Joplin. So many die so young because they want their royalty money. It are superstitious elite, comparable to Hitler plus Stalin, plus more secretive in their operations. Imagine how bad they are. Give them the lie detector on the TV and let the jury decide what is the rightful punishment. They probably all know who killed JFK, and it wasn't that guy who was accused of being a commie. It probably was one of them, or the Secret Service, or someone else. And I asked them all, how can you sleep at night and look in the mirror if you know this is happening? Where's your pride and honor? This is insane behavior. A king or president is nothing without his soldiers in court. Remind yourself this if you're rising up against what is evil. And personally, I even respect those in the Secret Service who are willing to rise up against this evil. The first ones who rise up are actually the wisest and actually really brave because they know how evil they are and they know the consequences of going against the super elite. People know what's right. Love protects, hate neglects. One day we'll make the whole world perfect. Be brave, not a slave. They might bribe you or already have bribed you to get rid of me, to silence me, to discredit me, or steal money from me. You probably took it straight away because you hate me for my mistakes. but I paid in 1,000 volt, electrocuted by 3,600 volt a year long by the super elite. And I tell you, it's wrong to stand with them. And if you stand with me, I'll double the bribe they gave you later on. Just by writing more raps, making more money, and maybe rapping at one time, if I'm finally safe. Any bribe, anywhere. I asked this before, and chill the Illuminati and take all their money. Hand it out to those in need. Their aims are evil. Torture is evil. Stealing and bribing the way they do is evil. If you jail them and take their money, I'll double the bribe they offer and the raise. In comparison to them, I never did anything wrong. They are rats, the leeches, the snake that is stuck in the boot. They will never share, or brothers, they will never care for another. The truth is hard. At times it takes hard steps, but left undone, we are like a blind man trying to unveil the truth about sight. They are taking money but never worked. They can be easily spotted. The will of the people is never war. I hold this to be self-evident. Any man who wants everlasting war probably is evil. The people want peace, prosperity, and happiness, all which come through peace, honesty, and kindness, of which Illuminati and the bosses and the super elite know nothing. No country wants war. It are just the leaders trying to divide us on religion, race, or wealth. I believe we are one. We all want peace. We know what is right. We know what will make us happy. Only now is one chance. War is useless forever. Illuminati is rich and they can afford a chip in their head to store money. And they use this to steal my money and steal money from others who get a chip implanted without them knowing. The chip is used for torture and electrocution and funneling away large amounts of cash. I never asked for this. I wish I never collided with their ambition to stay richer than those that they deem inferior. They call me ape man. They call me human ant and look down upon me. Their Illuminati children rape parties are pure evil. Atmospheric stripping through satellites will give all humans on Earth skin cancer. If we don't stop it, we're allowing them to do pure evil. They're blowing holes in the magnetosphere or magnetosphere for that matter. Rain and air will leak into space probably, and it will become useless here, as cancerous rays of the sun will easily enter. As cancerous cosmic rays will easily enter. The sun in my country is already abnormal hot and intense. Suddenly. It burns your face in the winter and it feels like summer. The bribing and stealing my money and everyone's money for that matter, funneling it away, is pure evil. How do I know that our money gets stolen? All our money? Inflation. 10% inflation means around 10% of your money value is gone, stolen. Centuries ago, there was no inflation. Don't get fooled by their smoke and mirror tactics. Inflation is just a way to make sure that everyone keeps working their whole life. Because if you stop working, inflation will be so high in comparison that over time you see your money dwindle to nothing at all and you need to work again, even though you worked your entire life, your ass off. Inflation is pure evil. It's a trick to steal money from us. It's maybe even worse than high government taxes, as they are taking the money and printing new money and making our money worthless. They are not innocent. They usually look beautiful because they can get enough sleep and do nothing. No stress, they get massages every day probably if they want. Their inside is rotten, even though their outside might be beautiful and perfect. Anyone who knows how evil they are will get shot. That's how it goes. I will give my money to those in need and help those starving or thirsty. They would never do that. They would rather see someone starving on the street and another million on their bank account than actually help someone. They told me we sold the ape man the lie that inflation makes more money. Haha, that's how they operate. How they operate. We should stop printing altogether and band together to stop corruption and lies that stop fraudulent money funneling and Illuminati money stealing and bribes. They make us work for money that is digital. We should demand titanium coin systems or another coin system with real money that's worth something. Titanium coins would be worth something and withstand chipping for money, what made silver and gold vulnerable as currency. It would halt inflation and stop those with evil aims from constantly taking our money. This is how they operate. They give the orders, we are in the trenches, they get paid enormous sums and are safe. We can risk our life for some dimes. We can slave away behind machinery in factories while they give the orders. They sell the weapon, the lie, the machine, and we get the blood, the war, and the pain, and they get the champagne. How can I double a bribe if I got no money? By writing a lot of raps. And that's what I do best. I can write 30 songs a day. 36 songs is my maximum. But I can't write if my money is used for Ukraine, if my money is used for Russia, and most of all, if my money is used for international water raid parties. Now ask yourself, are you evil or are you good? Do you want to live in scarcity or opulence? Do not take the bribe. The bribe money is evil, or take the bribe money and do the opposite of what they want you to do. I can help everyone if we stop this cycle of destruction and lies. The best thing to do with these rats and leeches is to cut them off forever. Maybe if they somehow bribe everyone to stay free, just only give them money for food and maybe a new suit if they want one. But do not give them the money, the power to start another war, because they will, and it's a phony war. We got the best of every art, and their money gets stolen. Every artist, musician gets fucked over by them if they're good enough. That's how they do it. They steal everything. They divide it among them. And then they start another war. How can it be that in the time of Jimi Hendrix, he never got rich? Best guitarist in the world. Never really got rich. And I'm probably one of the best rappers in the world. And if it's up to them, I'll never get rich. So I ask you, be that beacon of hope that you used to be. And you might think that I'm a communist and stupid, but it's not stupid. Paying the poor people my money is not a stupid plan. If the poor are richer, they will spend that money really quick because they haven't got that much money. Then the average man will see his wallet grow. As the poor go to shops to buy food, to get water, heck, maybe they buy a home, they go buy Home Depot or a local store with some tools and machinery. Then that store is making some money. And then that store, that owner is probably going to take a vacation or buy some other stuff, maybe a new car. And then the car dealer is going to make some money. And the car dealer is going to be like, wow, I got a lot of money this year. Well, let's also take a vacation or do something for myself. And then another group of people is going to make a bit more money. Well, if you give it to the super rich, they're going to sit on it or they're going to start another war. One war that doesn't make sense again. And on top of that, if the poor are richer, they'll probably stop stealing. They probably are less inclined to grow an addiction. They probably start drinking less, start using less hard drugs. As stress goes down for these people, the whole world will get better. The whole economy will thrive. And you will see less evil things, less robbery, less blackmail, less corruption, less of everything. Now, don't think because they are the super elite, because they are super rich already, that they are good. They are actually fucking evil. And they can hide it so well because they got enough money for bail and bribe. Well, I tell you, rise up. Rise up against injustice.